Alright, so we did listen to I'm Gone, Iann Dior's latest project. A lot of people did enjoy that video, so thanks for the support. We're gonna listen to Industry Plan right here. Let's see how this is gonna be, 15 tracks. Somebody did put in that comment section of the previous video we did of Iann Dior that they were expecting a bit more of the guitar sound because it's his main signature sound. So that's interesting because I did pay attention to the guitar elements when it came to that project I'm Gone. So I'm guessing there's gonna be a bit more of those elements when it comes to Industry Plan. Bit more of that type of guitar sound. Let's see how it's going to be either way. The first track is going to be Darkside featuring Travis Barker. He was one of the features when it came to I'm Gone. Let's see how this first track is going to be. I can get you out of my head. From my head. You can already hear the guitar elements right here. Yeah, much more emphasized on a sound like this. Yeah, definitely very prevalent guitar sounds right there. I mean, you could definitely listen to it right there on the chorus. Right from the start, when it comes to the first track, you listen to that type of guitar, type of sounds in the instrumental overall. So let's see if that's going to be something that's much more prevalent throughout the project. Because I did listen to it when it came to the I'm Gone album. But if the person is right when it comes to that, of course, that's his opinion. But at the same time, if the person is correct, let's see how this is going to be further on and see if there's much more of that guitar type of sound right here. This is a very smooth track right here from Iann Dior. The guitar elements added a different type of layer to the track because it almost gave it like a acoustic type of feel, but obviously it's not acoustic because it has a beat. But it definitely sounded good because of that type of element. And like I said, I did listen to that type of element when it came to I'm Gone, but let's see if it's more prevalent right here on this project, like some people said. So let's see how Problems is going to be. Travis Barker, good addition to the first track as well. Let's see how Problems is going to be. He has a track with Trippie right here too. Yeah, I see what people are saying. You so bad, baby, you know that you mine. Hop up in this ride and we'll be gone for the night. For the night. This beat almost has like this type of upbeat type of tone when it comes to the way it sounds, the chord progressions. But yeah, once again, it has like this reminiscent type of feel of a guitar element, if you want to put it that way. Like you can tell the signature type of sound he's going for. Maybe a bit different to Darkside for sure, but you can still feel the vibe. That is kind of his style for sure. I don't really know if I could trust nobody's problem. 'Cause so much time has passed now. I can't get it back now. Oceans, I'm feeling hopeless. Yeah, so he's getting personal on this track right here. Okay, so on this track, Iann Dior talks about his emotions, about being honest and dealing with all these type of things that he feels. But it seems like a more personal track, definitely. I'm also interested in the title of this project, Industry Plan, because usually when you listen to the term Industry Plan, throughout the years, people have had like a bad connotation to that type of term. So it's interesting that he did name his project Industry Plan. Maybe as we listen to it, we get to understand why he did that. But let's listen to Gone Girl right here. Trippie Redd is the feature. Yeah, I feel like Trippie's gonna kill this beat right here. Bruh, imagine going to a date on Mars. Shit, people might even be doing that sooner than we think when it comes to the way Elon Musk is just going crazy with the SpaceX project right there. But yeah, it's interesting that Trippie says that. But this is a beat that definitely fits Trippie Redd as well, because we've listened to Trippie try to do and do it pretty well actually when it comes to having these similar type of beats. Of course, on a much more type of how do you say, like a raspier tone, because you know Trippie tries to do that type of voice that has like this rasp to it when it comes to his vocal tone, but he's going for a much more smoother vibe right here. Gone Girl, for some reason, makes me think about that movie with Ben Affleck. That was a crazy movie for sure. Iann Dior talks about how he fell in love with this girl at the time that it was falling apart. Okay, let's see how WYA is going to be. I'm guessing it's Where You At. Let's see how this is going to be. Slow vibe right here.
Probably out there fucking with the crew. Probably out there fucking with the crew.
The crew. Yeah, this is a much slower track right here.
Feeding for you in the nighttime. Girl, that pussy good. Needed you the most, you never cared.
Never cared.
Now all they ever do things that we could do. Just me.
This is easily the slowest track so far. Slowest track for sure, but I did enjoy the beat. A much more different type of style when it comes to the other 3 tracks we listened to right here, Darkside, Problems, and Gone Girl. But I did like the switch of pacing right here. He does this good as well. Let's see how What Is Real is going to be. Basically on the track number 4, WYA, Where Were You? But I'm guessing it's Where You At. He talks about how he probably fucking with the crew while he's actually questioning where she at, but either way. Yeah, slow pace right here.
I've been thinking about you all day. Thoughts inside of my head. I don't know what is real. Wish I'd go back in time when everything was fine. You'll be the only one to count on now in a room full of people without trust. No, that today might be the day.
Much more abrasive tone right here and beat as well. So the beat on that track was much more powerful. Definitely much more heavier bass. I could listen to it for sure when it came to my speaker. But when it comes to his voice as well, it's a bit much more, not a bit, it's much more abrasive. He goes for a much more harder type of vocal melody, if you want to put it that way. But yeah, you could just listen to it and tell the difference for sure. I did enjoy that. Again, it sounded a bit more different right here than WYA and then the previous 3 tracks. I felt like the first 3 tracks had a lot of reminiscent styles, similar type of styles if you want to say it like that, but these last 2 tracks have been sounding very different compared to the previous ones. See what Flowers is gonna be.
I can't believe you left for someone else. You made me bleed and you trust me like a free throw. The way you let me go, I guess we'll never know.
Don't be surprised when a woman leaves. Just focus on your purpose for sure. I'm never surprised. I just know I'm just focused on my purpose. So if you're focused on your priorities and you're actually not trying to over-validate a woman, you're just going to actually have the person stick to you because you're not chasing. You're not being needy. So I'm honestly never surprised. As long as you're not being a needy person, most of the times they're going to actually end up chasing you because they want to actually find something different. Most of the times nowadays, guys just be trying to be needy all the time, putting comments in the Instagram pictures. It just looks wrong to me, to be honest. It just ends up looking weird.
Playing with my mind, I can't reach you. Always saying that you're done, I don't believe you. You made me bleed and you just don't care. When you needed me, I was never there.
This song sounds pretty good when it comes to the Soundflowers. He talks about how he wished he could have stayed an hour more. He should have brought the flowers. That's what he says. When it comes to this, it feels more of a, I wouldn't even say like a love song, much more like a heartbreak, like sentimental type of track. But I would say so far the first track is the one I did enjoy the most, and track number 4, WYA. Let's see how Gunna's gonna sound right here.
She tried to pull on my string. Shawty got come from the team. Burgers and diamonds are cheap. Girl, that ain't nothing to me. You wouldn't want no special control.
Yeah, that's my type of flow right here. Yeah, this sounds fire right here. Yeah, this is my top favorite tracks automatically. Yeah, this is gonna top a beat right here. This is gonna top a beat. Yeah, this is fire. This is a W right here. This is fire. Yeah, this is fire. This is a fire track right here for sure. Strings right there, track number 7. Definitely at my top. I might even say this is the best track so far. I might have to put the other ones down. I'm gonna put strings number 1, yeah. That was actually the longest one as well.
Waste my time and sure enough you in love. It feels amazing. Promise that I'll never let you go.
This sounds more like the first tracks from the project. A much more similar type of sound to the first tracks on the project. Yeah, much more reminiscent to the first tracks. I wouldn't put that at my top. Wasn't a bad track, but I think it was just okay. Compared to Strings, man, it's just, that's the best track so far. Gonna kill the future for sure. Urself, POORSTACY. I've never listened to this artist right here. Let's see how it's gonna be right here. Track number 9.
So many times, how can I forgive you? You only care about yourself. Where were you when I needed help?
Okay, so wait, that wasn't Iann Dior. So the first one was POORSTACY. Drastically different from anything we've listened to so far. POORSTACY, I'm guessing, was the first part of the track because definitely didn't sound like Iann Dior. Then we did listen to what I'm assuming is Iann Dior for sure because it's more similar to his voice. But for some reason I was thinking about like a woman actually being the first part, given it says POORSTACY, but yeah. That was interesting because the progression when it came to the guitar type of sounds, of course we listened to different guitar type of elements right here, but this one is very, very different when it comes to the progression. Like, it sounds basically like a rock type of track. It doesn't even sound like a hip hop track, to be honest. But I did enjoy it for some reason. Like, yeah, I didn't mind the track the way it was, the pattern of this song right here, even though it's very different. I didn't mind it. In too deep, let's see how this is gonna be.
Why you gotta put your problems on my plate? I'm in too deep, I'm just trying to sleep, but you stuck in my covers. You laying under covers again.
Very slow melodies right here. I feel like it's obvious at this point the guitar elements are more prevalent right here. Hey, listen, it can't be a tougher situation if you don't believe a word the person says. So that's tough right there. But either way, when it comes to the actual sound, a very slow type of vibe. I wouldn't say the voice sounds smooth on this track. I don't know what term to use. Mind you, English isn't even my first language. I've said it multiple times. But if you're new to this channel, English is not my first language. When it comes to what I would describe it, it has like, this might even sound like a bad way to say it, but it has like this type of whiny element to the voice. But I'm not even saying it in a bad way. It's just, it doesn't sound smooth. But compared to the beat does have like this contrast because it's a very laid back, smooth tone. Once again with the guitar type of sounds. But yeah, honestly, I would still say Strings is my favorite track. Gunna was just great. A great combination. Iann Dior sounded great on that track too. The beat was great. Stop. The difference on this beat, damn. Now this sounds like nothing previously. Nah, first of all, I wouldn't be the type of person to have his heart broken because I don't get fazed by that type of stuff when it comes to relationships. So if a woman tries to break my heart, she's not going to manage to because I just don't get bothered by that type of stuff. But yeah, when it comes to this, I like the way the beat sounds a lot. The beat right here sounds great. This is a great beat. It sounds very, very different. And I do like the way his voice sounds because it's not like he's trying a lot when it comes to the vocal melody. It's just like he's just going with the flow of the beat. And it actually serves as a different type of contrast to the instrumental. And it actually sounds better because of that. Yeah, I can tell the guitar sounds are more prevalent right here.
When you about me. I know you wish you left me right where you found me. Oh, I see through what you told me. Girl, now you owe me. Oh, I was more than you needed.
Short track. We've been having short tracks, even in the project we listened to on Gone, his latest album, but there's still like enough substance when it comes to the beat and his voice for me to enjoy it, even though it's quick.
Thinking about the things I've done, blood smoke in my lungs, I get fucked up. Come on now, baby, I want it. I'm addicted to loving. Get fucked up. Go ahead and fill my cup, cause I don't wanna feel your touch. Wanna feel your touch, never is enough. Thinking about the things I've done.
More upbeat, faster pace right here, but he talks about never wanting to feel the touch of that person again because, he talks about saying he's gonna fill his cup, never is enough. You basically get the point when it comes to the track, but I feel like the biggest emphasis when it comes to his music is definitely the beat and the instrumental right here. And I get what the person was saying because even though I did feel like it had the guitar elements, it's much more prevalent right here. Like, again, another track with that type of guitar, type of sound. I don't feel like throughout this project I've understood why the name is Industry Plan yet, but I'm guessing he just wanted to do like a reversal when it came to the connotation it has because maybe people were thinking he was an industry plan, like he made it out of nowhere, and people might be thinking like, okay, there's a label pushing this artist right here. Maybe it doesn't have at all anything to do with that. Let me know down below in the comments, but it's interesting that he did put that name because a lot of people think of industry plan as a bad term.
Burn 10 woods in the night. Too much smoke should be fucking with my sight. I was on the run, you on my line. Gotta keep the Henny on sight, yeah.
Keep it on sight.
I can't love you anymore. Left my feelings at the door. Don't let me go. I know you feel your voice is calling. I won't lie, I can't fly. I'm not afraid of falling. Blow my smoke and pop my pills, but everything I've done can't.
Much higher tone right here. I wouldn't even call this hip hop right here. So that was the last track. Damn, that was much more passionate right there. The voice had a higher type of vocal tone. He sounded different as well. Just guitar sounds. He could definitely execute that type of sound very good. He doesn't even have to have that type of hip hop beat added to it. I would say, even though he sounds great also with the hip hop type of beat and the slight guitar elements right here, that just being that type of sound sounded even angelic to an extent, the way he did it right there with the production. So that was a good track. The ending right there was different. Wasn't expecting it to be like that. Of course I was expecting like guitar elements, but just being guitar by itself like that, yeah, that was a good sound for sure. I would actually put that one on my favorite tracks. I would say, let me put the list right there, okay. So I would say Darkside is one of my favorites. WYA, Where You At, track number 4. And I would put Strings, of course, great track. And Stay For A While. I'm gonna go with Strings as number 1. Stay For A While is number 2. WYA, Where You At, I'm guessing it is. And number 3. Darkside at number 4. And I'm gonna put Feel It Coming at number 5. So those are my top 5. Let me know down below in the comment section where your top 5 is. But those are my favorite tracks right here. Strings was just great because of Gunna. Obviously, without a doubt, understand what the person says when it comes to this having much more of a prevalent guitar element compared to the other one, even though the other one had the guitar elements as well. But you could say, okay, this one has much more tracks, 15 compared to 9 if I'm not mistaken. But still, it's like on almost every track you have that type of sound. Maybe on WYA it's not as prevalent, but basically on every song you have like this type of guitar element for sure. If I should pick between the two, I would say tough. Maybe I can't even do it like that because when it comes to, I just listened to this project right now and it's been days since I've listened to I'm Gone, so I'm not sure if like the recency is going to be like a bias right there in terms of me saying this one is better than the previous one. But I would say that it's obvious that the guitar sounds are more prevalent right here, even though the other one has good elements of that type of style. It's gonna be it. Subscribe for some other videos, and I'm out. Peace.